This is Lola Lee T. I make a lot of videos about 90 Day Fiance, so support me by purchasing a super thanks and also hit that like and subscribe button. Hey everyone, I wanted to do a recap on 90 Day Fiance Season 9, the tell-all. This will be part 1. Let's talk about Bilal and Shaeeda. Bilal explains why he has to treat Shaeeda like a child. Apparently, she hasn't lived a typical life that an American 37-year-old would have lived. She hasn't even paid her own bills or doesn't know how. So if Shaeeda has owned her own business, her own yoga studio in Trinidad, who is taking care of all of that paperwork? And hearing all of that is actually pretty shocking. Bilal is still a control freak, a neat freak. He tells Shaeeda that she is super messy when she eats. Shaeeda talks about dealing with the shock of coming to America. She still hasn't gotten over Bilal's pranks. And in my opinion, the house prank was the worst prank ever, because Bilal really set Shaeeda up to look like a gold digger. And I really hate that he keeps testing her. Even during this tell-all, he wouldn't even let her talk. He kept interrupting her, telling her what she meant to say. And during this tell-all, they talked about when Bilal threatened to put her out on the side of the road. It was very obvious that Bilal can dish out the pranks, but he can't take it. And Bilal did say that he was never going to put her on the side of the road. He just wanted her to stop hitting him. But again, that's what parents do with their children. They threaten to stop the car and put them out the car, but they never really do. So I just really think that he needs to stop talking to her like that and treating her like that. She's not his child. She's his wife. What was interesting was that Guillermo says that he wants to be like Bilal when he grows up because Bilal is always sorry. And Patrick seems to think that he has figured Bilal out. Patrick says that Bilal is a great salesman. I mean, he does sell houses, right? Patrick, being a salesman himself, is watching Bilal in awe. And I think I agree with Patrick. I think that Bilal is a fantastic salesman. As for the prenup, Shaeeda has a clause where she wants to have a baby by the time she's 40. The other clause is that Bilal will set up a business for her in Kansas City, and apparently Bilal is responsible for that. As for the clause of having a baby by the age of 40, she didn't put anything in there stating what would happen if she doesn't have a baby by the age of 40. Bilal's ex-wife, Shaeeda, joins the tell-all, and she's there to state her piece. There was a breakdown in communication with Shaeeda, which has now caused a breakdown in communication with Bilal. And she is there to reveal some truth. So with Bilal's ex-wife, Bilal says that after 10 years of marriage, one of them fell out of love. His ex-wife said that she was very unhappy in the marriage. She said she was getting from Bilal a father figure rather than a husband. She said he did a lot of lecturing. Apparently, Bilal's ex-wife asked for the divorce. He was a neat freak and wanted things a particular way in the house. And with 2 children, she found that very difficult to deal with. And all I'm thinking about when I'm hearing all of this is red flags. Shaeeda, Bilal is controlling. He's a neat freak, loves to lecture, treats you like a child. We hear this from his ex-wife's mouth. I mean, to me, this sounds like a pattern. I wonder what his very first ex-wife has to say, because this wife, Shaeeda, is the second wife. So Shaeeda does see the similarities and she sees the patterns, but she still married him. I really think that she hopes that he's going to change. Sean did point out that the whole time that Bilal's ex-wife was on the stage, Shaeeda would not even look at her. Shaeeda didn't like how Bilal's ex-wife came to her in the house and her kitchen. This was regarding the prenup. Shaeeda says it still hurts. When she came to America, she was hoping that they would have a good relationship. Shaeeda felt disrespected by Bilal's ex-wife. Oh my God, these two names are so similar to say. I hope I'm not messing them up. Shaeeda said Shaeeda had no assets, meaning no car in America, no home in Trinidad. She lived with her parents. But here's my question. How does Bilal's ex-wife know all of this? And that's the problem. Bilal should not be discussing Shaeeda to his ex-wife. I think that's a form of disrespect. And that's why his ex-wife came in so hot. And I'm wondering if he is discussing his problems with his ex-wife. Bilal was quiet the entire time that these two women were talking. But when he did talk, he said that hearing all of that didn't make him feel good. He said he's got to go into the tool shed and get to work. This man is certainly a wordsmith, and he always knows what to say. Shaeeda reacted to how Shaeeda reacted to the house prank. She was saddened for Bilal because of the way Shaeeda acted, because Bilal told her, this girl loves me for me, she will live in a tent for me, she will live in a tent with me, and she couldn't even stay one day in the house. She said she was hurt for Bilal, and apparently Shaeeda lived in that old family home for 2 years with Bilal. So to me, it just seems like the ex-wife is judging the present wife. But I mean, I'm sure we're all thinking it. Bilal has a type, and I'm not really impressed with Bilal at all. Okay, this relationship between Shaeeda and Shaeeda really needs to be fixed because there are kids involved, but thank goodness they're not little kids. I really feel that with the prank, Shaeeda felt fooled by Bilal, even catfished, because he was presenting himself in one way, and then when she came to see where he lived, it was completely different. He did set her up to look entitled and to look like a gold digger. And actually, my first home looked similar to Bilal's family home. And all it really needed was a little TLC. So just in case you missed it, here are Shaeeda and Bilal's wedding photos. What are your thoughts on Bilal and Shaeeda at the tell-all? Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Bye.